Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Seiko SBDC051, also known as the SPB051J, and the nickname for this is 62 MAS, as it's styled after the Seiko 62 MAS. It's one of a handful of Seiko watches styled after the 62 MAS. Before we look at the watch, I have some of the hang tag information here. So Seiko Prospex Diver Scuba. And then this one here. SBDC 051, 100,000 yen. It's about $1,000 today. And I have another, this one's just a DiaShield tag. So this is a stainless steel watch, and the case is protected by a DiaShield. I have enjoyed my time with this watch, but I will be selling it. A little more on that later. So, as I mentioned, it's about $1,000. It has a domed sapphire crystal with AR coating on the underside. I like the distortion there. I also like how the crystal fits with the bezel. It's very seamless. It just looks and feels like a nice quality watch. And it is a premium Seiko diver. It's not a entry-level SKX, for example. You can just look at it, and by the feeling, you can tell that it's more premium of a watch for sure. The Seiko has been modified with the sapphire crystal, but other than that, it's stock. So this will give you an idea of the size. I would say if you could, now I was going to say if you could wear a SKX, you could wear this, but lug to lug on this one is a bit longer than the SKX. So the SKX will stay in my collection forever. This has Lume Bright hands and indices. Lume Bright is applied to the hands and indices. These are applied indices. This has the so-called monster style hands. I really like this watch. Bezel action is very premium feeling, and everything lines up. I'll show you that in a moment. And of course I went past it, so let's try that again. Alright, let's slow down here, and hopefully I get that on there. There we go. So I like this handset because there's really no way you're going to confuse the hour hand and the minute hand. The second hand is a little bit thin. But other than that, I like this dial, the dial and the handset. It's a nice sunburst black dial. In this bezel, I believe it is IP coated steel. Other reviews I read said that it's lacquered finished, but it's very nice and smooth and high gloss. So I don't know what this is. I don't think it's just aluminum. It doesn't look like an aluminum bezel insert. With the anodized aluminum, you can tell it's kind of gritty looking sometimes. So 200-meter dive watch, obviously. Let me move the handset out of the way. You can see one of my pet peeves. I really don't care for this Prospex logo, which is a P and an S cross. It kind of looks like an X there. But automatic divers 200 meter. And down at the bottom, you can see Japan. This watch is made in Japan. And this thing is a beast of a watch. It weighs 189 grams. The lug to lug on it with the nice drilled lugs is 49.8. The diameter of this is 42.6. And the thickness I measured right at 14 millimeter thick. And the lug width is 20, which I think is a little screwy. I would have preferred 22 millimeter lug width, but then you may not get the 62 MAS case shape to this. And the crown is a great size at 7 millimeter. That's a great size for a dive watch crown. Dial shield is an awesome technology. It prevents scratches. Scratch resistance is not scratch proof, but the case on this is great. You have a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces, and then polished again. I really like this case shape. The crown is not signed, and it is, of course, a screw down crown. Generally, I'm not a fan of bracelets on cases, watch cases with this straight shape across here. I think it would look better on a strap. And actually, in a future video, I will compare this to my other 62 MAS. I think it is the SBDC049, if I remember that model number correctly. But anyway, this is a nice bracelet. It's very high quality. It feels really solid. Solid end links, solid links. This does use the pin and collar system. It's really not that bad to size. Just make sure that you push it in the right direction, following the arrows on there. So let's take a look at the clasp. This portion is all stamped. These are the safety clasp there, and then dual pusher deployant. And then you are greeted with a milled clasp here. You have 4 micro adjust. Nicely polished on the sides, brushed here. And it does have a diver's extension. It's not the easiest thing to, at least for me, it's not easy to engage and disengage. You know what, I'll just try and do it on camera here. Oh, okay, there we go. I actually did get that. So there's the dive extension, which I would never use, but I guess it's nice to have. And let's see if I can get it back. Hey, look at that. That wasn't too bad. I shouldn't have said it was not that easy to do. So let's take a look at the case back. And we'll do some wrist shots. Air Divers 200, Seiko. Let's see if I can read this. So 6R15, that's the movement. Made in Japan. So that's a great thing. I like the Seikos that are made in Japan versus China. I think that says sapphire crystal. Stainless steel, sapphire crystal. So yeah, let's get this on wrist. Oh, yeah, I wanted to mention the center links on this are kind of proud of the outer links. So it gives it a little bit different of a look here. So let me zoom out a bit and we'll get this on wrist. I don't know if I mentioned the movement. I did previously, briefly, but it has the 6R15 movement, which is good for 50 hours of power reserve, and it is 6 beats per second. This is a more of a premium movement over that of the, of course, the 7S26, which is in here. I don't believe they're actually using that in anything anymore. Now they're using the 4R36 or 4R35 movement. This is hacking and hand winding. So anyway, here it is on my 6.5 inch wrist, the 52 millimeter wristband, and lug to lug on this is essentially 50 millimeters. If you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Like the video, it helps out a lot, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this premium Seiko dive watch. Here we are zoomed out. A little bit of a mess in the background there. I'm really looking forward to checking out the Lume on this. I've not actually really paid much attention to the Lume, so I'll compare it to my SKX over there. So, as you would expect, the Lume is better on the SBDC051 versus my SKX009. There is a difference in the age of these watches, but Lume is much better on the watch on the left. It glows like a flashlight. So that will conclude today's video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.